Hi everybody, it's Kathy. How's everybody doing today? It's a real sticky, hot, humid one out there. Whoa! I want to go back a few days and talk about my week. It didn't start off very well. Monday morning, I got up and did the usual, turned the coffee pot on and started breakfast, and then I went in the bathroom, took a shower, and I look in the mirror and I had a ruptured blood vessel in my eye. Oh, that's weird. So I looked it up and it just said, oh, it usually lasts about 2 weeks, and as long as it's not over your lens or your pupil, it's in the corner of the eye, it's okay, it's fairly common. Okay. So just to be on the safe side, I called my granddaughter, who just recently, she got her PhD. She's a pharmacist. We're so happy for her. She works so hard for that. So I called her and asked her if she had the same opinion, and she said pretty much. She said that if it worries you after 3 or 4 days, or maybe 3 days, then call your eye doctor and see if he wants to see you. So it's been, today's the 5th day, and it's going away, but it's going away very slow. But it doesn't really hamper my vision or anything. So I went to lay down that afternoon. It was about 3:30, I guess, in the afternoon, and I got up about an hour later, and I got up really quick, and the bed is fairly close to the dresser, but it always has been, and it's never been a problem. And when I got up and swung my leg over, I hit the dresser and broke my little toe. Oh my gosh, I saw stars. So I just tried to compose myself and contain the pain, and got some ice and put ice on it. And the next morning, which was Tuesday, I called the podiatrist and told them what had happened, and they said, come on in, we'll take a look at it. So I went in the afternoon, and they said, which most people know, there's not really too much you can do for broken toes because they will heal themselves. But they gave me, they put some tape around the last 2 toes, the small toe that was broken and the next toe over. And then they sold me a boot. It's not really, it's more, I can't pick my foot up high enough to show in the camera. Not that anybody needs to see it, but it's more like a sandal. So it does give a lot of protection. But it's in the same leg that I have nerve damage in, that I have a hard time walking distance with or climbing stairs. So that really didn't help any either. But now today's Friday, and it is a bit better. So it's coming along. They said to keep the boot on for a week and a week and a half. It was up to me. And then just go back into whatever shoe was comfortable, and it would be probably completely healed 4 to 6 weeks. There's 3 bones in your toes, and this bone was the one that was closest into my foot. So it was a lot extra black and blue, and that has faded somewhat also. And it doesn't hurt, of course, unless you do something you shouldn't do and the dog walks on it, or you just kind of, you not stub it, but kind of catch it and you see stars again. But it's getting better. I actually went to the grocery store a little bit ago, and when I went, I had to use one of their electric carts. But I was pretty quick in and out. Okay, so that's enough about me. Today we're going to make a 3-bean salad. The summer is just lingering on and on, which is wonderful in some respects, and the heat isn't. I always remember it being hot, but dry hot. I don't remember us having quite as much humidity as we are having these last few years, and I guess we'll continue to have. So I'm gonna make today something very simple. You've probably seen it all summer, and this is just my version of it. It's a 3-bean salad. The 3 beans that I'm gonna use are fresh green beans. I did rinse them off and put them in a pot, let it boil, kept them in it for 2 minutes, and then put them under cold water to stop them from cooking. The 2 minutes was fine. It could have used maybe, I don't know, maybe just 30 seconds less, but anyway, that's the first ingredient, fresh green beans. Fresh is always better than frozen. Frozen's better than canned. Canned is better than nothing. Okay, now my other beans that I'm using are called, I'm going to say small white beans because I can't pronounce what the other word is. Something like habichuelas. I know blancas means white, but anyway, it's I'm going to say it's like a small cannelloni bean. That's 1 can of that. 1 can of red kidney beans. Now I'll use one of these. I'll use this one. The dressing is, hello Brady, Mama has nothing for you. Olive oil, apple cider vinegar, red onion, salt, and pepper. The red onion I will cut last because I'm not sure how it's going to affect me. Sometimes it's okay, and other times it just stops me. We're going to use, I'm trying to figure out the amount that I have here. I'll probably use half a cup of each, olive oil and apple cider vinegar. And I don't need my glasses this close. These are new too. Maybe I'll use 1/3 of a cup of the apple cider vinegar instead of half. It does sound like a lot, doesn't it? Because I'm trying to adjust it to the amount that I have of the vegetables in the bowl. And that's 1/3. Oh, I didn't want to put that in there. Silly girl. I'll get this out of the way. And then we have olive oil. And let's see what 1/3 of a cup of that looks like. Are we sealed? Yeah, we're sealed. Just open that up. Now we're good. And we're going to use a tablespoon of sugar. I should have the sugar in a bowl. We rarely use it, so I don't bother to do that. I'll have to see if I need to add more vinegar after that, because a tablespoon just, it seems like a bit much, but we'll see. I'll move myself over here and get a spoon. Okay. Pepper. Can't ever go wrong with pepper. Salt, I will use a minimal amount of that. I couldn't even measure what that was. Maybe a pinch. So we had a third of olive oil, a third of apple cider vinegar, a tablespoon of sugar, a pinch of salt, a little more than a pinch of pepper. Now we're going to go with the onion. I'll do probably half. I think that should be enough. And I could have cut through it like you do a white onion, but I didn't. Unconventional, huh? Let's see. Like that. Get rid of this skin and then we'll be all set. I'm just going to cut this corner out. And let's give it a whirl. I like fairly small pieces. So if there's somebody who doesn't particularly care for onion, it's easier to get it out. And we don't want the skin. Just like that. Oh, and it's starting to get to my eyes. All right, we're done. Leave me alone. Ooh. Get my scraper. Okay. These bench scrapers are great. They pick up everything. Real easy. Yeah, this is more, I think, more than enough onion, because it was a fairly good sized onion to begin with. Okay. Now I'm going to find my spoon, see what we got here. Maybe I'll just taste this dressing and see if it does need more vinegar, because it might have a little too much sugar in it. Yeah, it does need more vinegar. Yeah. Let's try another third. We might be just in this all day. Definitely has enough sugar in it. Go for a little more vinegar. So this will be a cup. Just short of a cup, actually. And a third on the olive oil. Oh yeah, much better. I was afraid the vinegar was going to overpower it, but the olive oil and the sugar will. Oh, okay, I won't. getting carried away here. I'm going to carry me away. So, this is what we have here. It made a fair amount. Made more than I thought it was going to make. Let me see, make sure we have everything. Actually, I'm going to add, I'll add more pepper to this. You know, pepper always ends up staying in the dish anyway. I'll mix it up. Now it's got plenty of juice. Of course, the beans were wet when I started. And the beans are the least amount that's in here. Yeah, I don't have an overhead, so I'm just going to show you like this. It really came out nice. It looks pretty. Put this over here. Get rid of my salt and my pepper. My olive oil. Measuring cups. Boom. And there's one more thing that I do want to show you that's not related to the 3 beans. But I gotta clean up here in order to start over. I'm going to get rid of my cutting board since that's dirty. I have another small one I'm going to use. Get rid of my onions. Wipe the table down. Wash my hands. Okay. Now, rinse my knife. I saw this early in the summer, and I know it's getting close to the end of the season, but I try to buy a watermelon whenever I see it, and I've got a half of one in the refrigerator. And I'll use my full. I've had this forever. Cutting. And you may have seen this. I've seen it on, I saw it on the internet. And I thought, well, I'm going to try that. And I did. And I liked the way it worked. And a couple of other people said to me, that's really a good idea. So I think I'll share this with you. So you take your watermelon and you cut it in half, not the long way, you cut it in half, the short side. And I'll do it this way so that you can see. You cut one cut, and you make another cut. Try to hold the cuts as you go along. It gets a little bit harder, especially if your knife isn't quite long enough. Let me see if I can find a longer one.
You're all done?
No. So I'll use this one. I think this one is longer. Not a lot, but yes, it is. Okay. So I'm gonna go right. I'm gonna keep cutting until I get to the center. Cut one more. Get in there. I need a machete for this one. And we'll take this off. And then I'm just going to turn it a bit toward me. And then what you do is you have turned your watermelon, so now you're cutting the other direction. And go all the way down. I make them about an inch and a half apart. Of course, once you get down on the sides, it doesn't make any difference because you're not going to get that inch and a half because of the rind. There. And then what you have is this. And it's handheld. You don't need a fork or a knife. You just eat it because you've got that amount of rind on the bottom. And if you don't choose to keep it that way, you can always cut it into cubes. But I thought this was a good idea, especially if you're taking it anywhere and there's children, and they can hold it and eat it. And then when you get to the ends, they're a bit bigger, so you can either cut the rind off from on the side and leave the bottom, or just make, oh, this didn't go all the way through. Just make chunks out of it. Okay. Oh, this is a juicy one. Remember when there was no such thing as a seedless watermelon? Wow. Of course, they were much less expensive then too, but okay. That's my story for today. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you being here. If you're new, thank you. If you're not new, thank you. I appreciate you coming back. Please give me a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. Doesn't cost anything to subscribe. And share. If you share with people, it'll get moved around a little bit quicker, and it will help me considerably. Thank you so much again. Please be safe, healthy, and be kind to one another. Doesn't cost anything. Bye now.